Hi, freut mich, dass du da bist. Dario hier. Ich habe heute einen ganz besonderen Gast bei mir zum Interview, nämlich Mike Douglas. Er ist professioneller Skifahrer und Unternehmer und wir sprechen darüber, was für Schwierigkeiten er auf seinem Weg zum Erfolg hatte und wie er mit ihnen umgegangen ist. Ich wünsche dir viel Spaß dabei. Okay, thanks Mike for being here in my interview. Can you please introduce you to my viewers? Who are you and what are you currently doing for a living?
Well, my name is Mike Douglas, and I am a professional skier from Whistler, Canada. And I've been skiing professionally for almost 30 years now, which is quite a long time. It's worked out well, but over the last 10 or 15 years, I've started making a little bit of a transition into being a filmmaker as well. And so now I kind of split my time between skiing professionally and filmmaking.
Okay. And was it always your goal to become a professional skier?
I think it wasn't necessarily a goal. It was more of a dream when I was young. I loved skiing. It was my favorite thing to do in the world, and I never really thought that you could make a living at it, but I gave it a go, and it kind of worked out, and I feel very, very lucky.
So you always thought it would be cool if it come true?
Yeah, I mean, when I started out, there weren't really professional. The only people that were professional skiers were more like ski racers and these kind of guys, and you had a career competing, and then you retired from that, and that was it. Or you were maybe a ski instructor or something like that, or ski patrol. But to be what we consider a pro free skier now, which is someone who's like out filming and just adventuring around the world, that didn't really exist when I was young. So my timing was really good to be able to work my way into that role.
And when you made the transition to become a video producer, was this also planned or just as the life goes on?
Well, I've always had a interest in video and behind the scenes, and even before I was really an established pro skier, I was doing a little bit of behind the scenes video work kind of on the side. And so when I turned 35, I remember thinking, wow, this is super old to be a pro free skier at 35. So maybe I should make an alternative plan to have something, as I get older. And so I thought, oh, well, what do I want to do? And because video production, film production had always been something that was sort of interesting to me, I decided to set up a small company called Switchbackentertainment, and we started just producing some small stuff for Salomon at the time. And since then, it's kind of grown up a little bit, and we're not big, but we're a full production house that makes commercials and films and that kind of stuff.
Cool. So which problems did you face in your free skiing career or in your business career?
Well, I think the hardest thing in any career probably is staying ahead of the curve, is staying current and fresh and reinventing yourself. And especially as a pro free skier, injuries are a huge factor. And it's hard to stay healthy and be pushing the sport at that front edge for a long time, especially as you get older. That gets trickier. And I've been quite lucky in the fact that I've been able to sort of reinvent myself along with sort of what's happening in the sport. And I mean, one of the biggest factors that's kept me where I am is the evolution of the sport has really matched my own evolution as a skier. I started my pro career as a mogul skier, did that for a little while, and then got into sort of the whole park and pipe twin tip scene, terrain parks. And then as my body started to suffer a bit from that world, everything was moving into the backcountry freestyle, and then more to the big mountain. And now, as I'm older and my body can't take the abuse anymore, ski touring and backcountry skiing has become more popular. And I've been able to sort of ride those waves as I go forward. And I think, if I look back at what's got me this far and I guess made me successful, it's more just sort of being willing to reinvent myself and not really just follow what everybody else is doing. It's kind of trying to look to the future a little bit and try and figure out where it's going and try to get there just a little bit before some of the others.
Okay. And does this also count for your success with Switchbackentertainment?
I would say so. I think when it comes to film, I always feel like a student, and I guess that's been a lot of my ski career too, is that I always feel like there's something to learn, some way to get better, some way to figure out something new or learn from someone else. And certainly in film, I would never consider myself a master or someone who has it all figured out. I feel like it's really easy to make a lot of mistakes in filmmaking, and but there's always things you can learn from those mistakes, and learning to be a better storyteller, and learning to create better visuals and all this kind of stuff. And I'm myself and my crew here at Switchback, we're always looking to people that are pushing the boundaries in filmmaking, and especially in outdoor and adventure filmmaking, and trying to learn from what they're doing and add our own twist and maybe take it to the next level.
Okay, cool. So from this experience, what is the most important life lesson you've learned so far?
Oh, the most important life lesson. I think that persistence and hard work eventually pays off. There's certainly been a lot of times throughout my career where I wanted to give up. Things weren't going our way, and it seemed like it was never going to work, and we were wasting our time. But ultimately, if you keep working hard and you keep finding a way, and you have to be really honest with yourself when you do it as well, as when you look at as a skier, it's like, okay, am I skiing at the highest level, or am I doing a job at the highest level I can? And you need to measure yourself against, if you want to be the best, you need to measure yourself against the best, and that's just how it is. But if you do that and you're thinking clearly and you're working hard and you're being persistent, in my experience, most times, not always, but most times, it'll pay off. And I remember, the thing I'm probably the most well known for is the creation of the 1080 ski with Salomon, the first high performance twin tip. And I remember after working on that project of trying to get that idea into the ski world for probably 6 or 8 months, it looked like we'd hit the end of the road. Everybody said it was a terrible idea. It's never going to work. All these things. And I remember I was right on the edge of giving up. And there was a guy at Salomon who called me named Mingo. And he said, don't give up. Don't give up. Just stick with it a little bit longer, because I think you really have something here. And, just stay strong and keep pushing forward. And I'll never forget that, because at the point where I was ready to give up, we pushed for it was only maybe 3 weeks, 1 month more, and then all of a sudden everything took off and it became a huge thing. So
I'm too young for this time of the 1080. I was 8 years old or something like this. Okay, so final question. If someone wants to live his dream, no matter if he wants to become a pro athlete or wants to change something in his life, what would be the one thing he should do?
Well, I think the beautiful thing about following a dream or trying to live a dream is that working hard at it probably won't feel like work. And so you can really put yourself into it. And I think that you can see when people do something just for a job, and you can see when people do something and they have a passion inside. And when I'm hiring people, I look for that passion inside of people. When I'm looking for people at Switchback, we're looking for these people that filmmaking isn't just a way to pay the bills. It's like something that they want to express themselves through, and they want to do this great job. And I think if you have that inside of you, that passion, ultimately you're going to do your best work possible when it stops becoming just a job. And so it's something that you can't fake either. You can't like pretend it's your passion and make it work. It really has to come from inside. And like I said, hard work and persistence often pays off. And if you really love something, I've seen a lot of people do it. I've seen a lot of people that there was a friend of mine who wanted to open a ski shop. He had no experience, and he knew nothing about skiing really, but he just thought it would be the coolest thing in the world to own a ski shop. And so he started doing research, and he said, okay, well, I love skiing, but I don't really know that much about it. How do I learn? And he did some research and found out, okay, who are the most influential skiers today? And that led him to contacting me and a group of my friends. And he came out and came to a ski camp that we were doing and got to know us all. And then from there, he got connections that helped him connect with brands that wanted to work with his ski shop. And then he got proactive and created events in his town that helped his ski shop. And the next thing you know, this guy's has one of the most progressive ski shops in Canada. And everyone's talking about this shop. Wow, they're doing so good. But he just took a passion and some common sense and some hard work and put it all together. And, it was only like 1 year later, he had like this super cool ski shop. So it's a good lesson there.
Okay, that's good to know. And the interesting thing is, I've interviewed a couple of other people from different niches, and almost everybody said something similar as you do. So I think it's the truth.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, thanks, Mike, for being here.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And yeah, I hope you will have a good ski season.
Thank you very much. See ya.
See ya.